Okay, so welcome to Unit 10 of the MBS business course. With this course, you'll be able to know every business secret that you need and be able to have a successful business. This course also grants you a business diploma after completion and submitting your project on Myplatform. Without submitting your project on what we call Myplatform, you will not be awarded any business diploma. So kindly take note and then do the practice that I have done for Unit 1, Unit 2 up till now, okay, so that you'll be able to have your diploma certificate. Okay, so in Unit 10 we will discuss 4 principles. Principle number 1, know your available cash. Principle number 2, use your income statements. Principle number 3, understand a cash flow projection. Principle number 4, make a cash flow projection. Okay, kindly report on Unit 9, the commitments for Unit 9. Unit 9, we were given the business plan to implement 2 ideas to improve or increase our productive assets. Consider the 4 loan warnings if you choose to get a loan. Home quality of life plan, choose to improve a specific area from your home plan. Savings, save money, even just a coin or 2. Kindly report, I'll pause for about 5 seconds. Your commitments, kindly report if you were able to meet your business plan commitments. Yes. Home, yes. Savings commitments, yes. If not, no. If otherwise, okay. So I'll pause for 5 seconds. Okay, so what do you see in this picture? What do you see in this picture? Have any of you been lost in the middle of an ocean before? Have you been lost in the middle of an ocean before? How does it feel when you are lost? Or have you ever been lost anywhere before, either in town, in a strange or a new town, a foreign town, or a community, or even in any place? Maybe you went for stroll and then maybe you couldn't find your way. Have you been lost before? How does it feel to be lost? How can a map or compass help? Let's say if you are in the middle of this ocean and you are lost, how can a compass or a map to be able to find your destination? For example, this. How can a map or a compass help you to find or help you to get out of the lost area? How helpful is it to get a forecast of a dangerous weather, especially if you're on a boat like this one? How helpful is it to get a forecast of a dangerous weather, especially on a boat? Why is it important to get the weather forecast before you take your boat out for a ride on the ocean? How would it be helpful to be able to forecast what will happen with your business, as we have used boats for our business in all the examples in this course? How would it be helpful to forecast what will happen in your business? So today we are going to discuss a powerful business tool called cash flow projection. Today we are going to discuss a powerful business tool called cash flow projection. So cash flow projection is a very powerful tool in business. It is your map and a navigation tool, and it is based upon your forecast of your business conditions. It can be or it can also be a lighthouse, helping to guide your business to safety when a storm like this one arrives. Okay, so let's apply the 4 principles in this unit to our business. So let's apply the 4 principles in this unit to our business. Number 1, know your available cash. Use income statements. Understand a cash flow projection. And number 4, make a cash flow projection. Okay, let's move to principle number 1. Know your available cash. Principle number 1, know your available cash. Can I afford more assets? Part 1. Let's watch this video. I'll be right back.
Naomi,
Hey, what is it?
I decided to buy more chickens because I need more productive assets to grow my business.
Sounds like a good decision to me. So, can you afford the chickens?
Afford? Yes, I will get a loan for the chickens.
How much are you thinking of borrowing?
The loan will be $1,500.
Why 1,500?
Well, I just know someone who is selling 15 chickens for $1,500. It's a good price.
Why 15 chickens?
Well, that's just how many he has.
Do you have enough cash flow for 15 chickens?
Yes. Well, I guess. I don't know.
What are the monthly payments?
I talked to one lender and he said that it will be $275 per month.
Do you have enough available cash each month to make the payments?
I hope.
Maria, you can't just hope. You need to make sure you will have enough available cash to make the payments.
But how would I know?
Okay, so let's go over the video summary. Can I afford more assets? Part 1. Okay, so Maria says, I decided to buy more chickens because I need more productive assets to grow my business. Naomi, sounds like a good decision to me. Then Maria says, I will get a loan for $1,500 and get 15 chickens. Then Naomi asks, why 1,500? Why 1,500 chickens? Well, Maria said, I just know someone who is selling 15 chickens for $1,500. That is just how many he has. It is a good price. Naomi said, do you have enough cash flow for 15 chickens? How much are the payments? Did you talk to a lender? Then Maria said, I talked to one lender and he said it will be $300 per month. Naomi, will you have enough cash each month to make the payments? Then Naomi said, I don't know. I hope so, but how would I know? So let's discuss. How would Maria know? Or how can Maria find out if she will have enough cash to make her loan payment of $300 for the next 6 months? How can Maria know? Okay, let's remember the purpose of an income and expense log. Okay, so Maria can figure out if it is wise to get a loan to grow her business. She should start by looking at her cash balance on her income and expense log to know her available cash or her current available cash. Remember, the purpose of an income and expense log is to record all the income and expenses of your business so you can determine your cash balance. Yeah, or anything. Remember, the purpose of an income and expense log is to record all the income and expenses of your business so you can determine your cash balance. Okay, kindly let's go to page 32 in our participation manual. Page 32 in our participation manual. And then Look at the cash balance on Maria's income and expense log. Let's look at the cash balance on Maria's income and expense log. Okay, so Maria's income and expense log from July 1st to 31st July is shown as this in our participation manual on page 32. So let's discuss. Look at Maria's income and expense log. Look at Maria's income and expense log example. How much available cash does Maria have before the month starts? How much available cash does Maria have before the month starts? How much available cash does Maria have before the month starts? I'll pause here so that you write your answer down. How much available cash does Maria have before the month starts? Cash balance, available cash does she have before the month starts? What is her available cash at the end of July? What is her available cash at the end of July? What is her available cash at the end of July? Kindly note your answer down. I'll pause for 5 seconds. How much available cash did Maria have at the end of the day, 15th July? How much available cash did Maria have at the end of the day? At the end of the day, 15th July. Kindly note your answer down. I'll pause for 5 seconds. How can you always know how much available cash you have? How can you always know how much available cash you have? How can you always know how much available cash you have? I'll pause for 5 seconds so that you note your answer down. What does this month's record, or what does this month of records tell Maria about her business? What does this month of records tell Maria about her business? What does this month of records tell Maria about her business? Kindly turn to page 32 in your participation manual. Please, have you kept your income and expense log? We did this from unit 5. So I encourage that you keep your income and expense log for your business. Kindly review your income and expense log process that you have from unit 5 if you need to. Okay, if you need to, kindly go over it and then turn to page 32 in your participation manual and answer the questions. So answer the questions. So you can just go to your own briefly and then use what you have on page 32. This is what is on page 32 to answer the questions. Okay, these are the questions. To answer these questions, these 5 questions. Okay. Principle number 2, use your income statements. Use your income statements. So principle number 2, kindly turn to page 33 in your participation manual and see Maria's income and expense log example. Kindly turn to page 33 in your participation manual and see Maria's income and expense log example. So this is what is on page 32, 33 in your participation manual. Okay. Income and expense logs helps us know our cash balance each month. They also help us create income statements. An income statement is made by categorizing and totaling the information on your income and expense log. Once completed, you subtract the total expenses from the total income to find out if you have made a profit or had a loss. Turn to page 33 in your workbook. On the right is an income statement that was created from Maria's income and expense log from July. So on your right, on this chart, okay, is what? An income statement from what? Created from Maria's income and expense log. So you realize that all the things that are repeating, for example, X sales is an income. It came here, it was here, and it was also here. So all of them have been totaled. There's 3,900. Chicken sales was only one, so the total, that's the income. These were the only income that came. Then the expenses, buying feed was twice, so it was categorized together, it was put together as one, feed. Then transport also came what? Twice, so paid transport twice, and that one too came here. Then salary was also an expenditure, that was here, so it was all put together. Okay, transport, feed, and then salary. Okay, so let's discuss how many times did Maria buy feed for the chickens. How many times did Maria buy feed for the chickens? So how many times did Maria buy feed for the? So let's look at the expenses column, because buy feed expenses. Okay, so buy feed 1, buy feed 2. How many times did Maria buy feed for the chickens? Let's continue. How much does the income statement show Maria spent for feed? How much does the income statement show that Maria spent for feed? I'll pause for about 5 seconds. Did Maria make a profit in July? Did Maria make a profit in July? Kindly note your answer down. Did Maria make a profit in July? What is the difference between an income statement and then an income and expense log? What's the difference between an income statement and an income and expense log? I'll pause for 5 seconds. Okay, so now we are going to practice making an income and expense log, an income statement based on your own business. Now we are going to practice making an income and expense log and an income statement based on your business. Kindly look at page 33 in your participation manual, and you would see that there is what? A practice income and expense log, okay, with the amount of income received. Okay, so kindly fill in the practice and income and expense log with the amount of income you have received and purchases you have made for last month. So kindly fill it now. Okay, so look on page 33 and fill in the practice income and expense log at the bottom of Maria's income and expense log and income statement. So at the bottom you see yours there. Kindly fill your own, which is your practice income and expense log with the amount of income you receive and then the purchases you've made at the end of last month. Okay, So this activity is for practice. So kindly estimate or make something up if you can't remember exactly what you recorded for your business last month. You may want to refer to the exercise you did in Unit 6 on page 22 of your participation manual. Okay, and then you can fill in the log now. So use the information from the income and expense log to fill in the practice income statement. Label and combine similar expenses and income. For example, add together all food purchases. If you bought food for 1 on Monday, then food for 20 on Tuesday, then food for 9 on Friday, you would add 1 plus 20 plus 9 equals to what? 30. And then you write it as food under expenses. Or if your business makes furniture and you sold a bedroom set on Thursday for 2,000 and one on Friday for 3,000, you would add 2,000 plus 3,000 is equal to 5,000. Then write bedroom sets 5,000 under income on the income statement. Okay. Okay, so kindly fill in the practice income statements now. Kindly fill your practice income statement now and total all the income categories and all the expense categories. Subtract the expenses from the income. Okay, subtract the expenses from the income. So kindly fill it out and then total all the income categories and all the expense categories and subtract all the expenses from the income. Did you get a profit or a loss? Did you have a profit or a loss with your calculation? Kindly write your answer down. I'll pause for about 5 seconds. Okay, so let's move to principle number 3. Understand a cash flow projection. Understand a cash flow projection. Okay, so now that you have understood how to combine your income and expense logs into an income statement, okay, let's look again at Maria's records. Turn into your participant manual to page 34. There are 3 income statements for July, August and September. Note that her egg sales changed 1 month as well as some of her expenses. Okay, so turn into your participation manual and the 3 income statements for Maria, which is July, August and September. Okay, and then you note that her egg sales changed. Her egg sales changed 1 month as well as some of her expenses. So her egg sales changed. The egg sales changed. And it changed there again. As well as some of her expenses. Salary didn't change because she pays constant salary. But transportation changed. And even her feed price, the cost of feed, changed or varied for each month. Income and expense categories usually remain the same month to month. So business owners can put the income statements next to each other to compare the numbers. So business owners can put the income statements next to each other to compare the numbers. Then they can predict what they will earn and spend out into the future. What is Maria's average chicken sales for the next 3 months? So what is Maria's average chicken sales for the next or for the last 3 months? What is Maria's average chicken sales for the last 3 months? So this one plus this one plus this one divided by 3. Okay, this one 3,900, 3,800, 3,900, or sum of it divided by 3. Okay, so what was your answer? What was your answer? Okay, so let's continue. What is her monthly salary? What is her monthly salary? We learned in Unit 4 how Maria pays herself, her personal earnings. Even as her brother borrowed, she lended the brother from her personal savings. If you remember the video, okay, that we watched in Unit 4, and what happened. So Maria pays herself. Okay, so what is her monthly salary that she pays herself from her business? What is her monthly salary? What is her monthly salary that she pays herself for her business? Okay, from her business. So let's take a look at Maria's income statements and line them up in columns. Okay, so let's take Maria's income statement. So July, August, September income statements. Okay, and then line them up in columns next to each other in one graph. So look at Maria's cash flow projection example on page 34. On page 34, Maria's cash flow projection example on page 34 in your participation manual. The purpose of a cash flow projection is to what? Predict. Is to predict future income and expenses and calculate profit and loss, as well as cash balances. So on page 34 in your participation manual, you see a line. We've lined up all the similar expenses of Maria. We've lined them up. They are all similar expenses every month, each month. So we've lined them up here. So the purpose of a cash flow projection is to predict future income and expenses and calculate future profit and loss, as well as cash balances. Maria can now see how much she made and spent based on her past experience. Using a cash flow projection, she can predict how much she will make and spend into the future. Using a cash flow projection, she can predict how much she will make and spend into the future. So how much she will make and spend into the future. Okay, so kindly turn to page 35 in your participation manual, and here is Maria's cash flow if she does not get a loan and keeps running her business. So on page 35 in your participation manual, if you scroll, you will see Maria's cash flow projection. Maria's cash flow projection if she does not get a loan and keeps running her business with the number of chicken she already has. If she keeps on running her business with the number of chicken that she already has, this is how her business is going to be like. Keep in mind that the first 3 months, which is July, August and September, July, August and September, so all these 3 months is going to be constant. It's just what we saw over here. It's the same thing as this. Okay, nothing has changed. But assuming Maria thinks that she's going to make X sales of this one, so this one has been repeated, so she assumed that this one, these 3 months, she wrote the same figures for the next one. Put in mind that starting cash balance is calculated from the old one, so that one was not constant, but all these ones were held constant. All these ones, from income to total income to total expenses, expense and total expense, were all held the same. So July is what was written for October, August was what was written for November, September was what was written for December, then July was what was written for January, August was what was written for February, and September was what was written for March. But with the starting cash balance, we realized that the first month it was the same, but now with no loan, assuming she runs a business with no loan, we wrote the same thing, okay, the genuine one. But because we repeated for these ones, the starting cash balance will not be 50 just as we repeated, but rather it will be the last, which is the ending cash balance for what? September. So we assume that is what we are starting with October, and that is it. So when we had a profit like this one, we added it to what? 150, and it will be what? 250. So 100 plus 150 is 250. Then 250 will be the starting cash balance for November. Then like that. So this one we made a loss, so we subtract it, so it's minus. So 250 minus 100 is going to be 150, which is the ending cash balance for November. Which, if it's the ending cash balance for November, means that at the end of November, the money that we had in our business account at the bank or in our business coffers was 150. So at the beginning of December, which is the starting cash balance, the amount will be what? 150. Okay, and she made a profit, so 150 plus 100 is going to be 250, and that will be the ending cash balance for December. And then because we ended our December with 250 in our business account, it means that will be our starting cash balance for, or the money in our account at the beginning of what? January. Our starting cash balance, which is 250 plus 250 for January. Then so it is like this. So this is how you can practice it. Okay, you can take your time, pause the video, go through it. If you have a calculator, go through each step. Okay, and remember that for you to certify, to get your certificate, your diploma, business certificate, you would be able to provide a cash flow projection for your business for about 4 months. Okay, so kindly look at this cash flow projection and practice it very, very carefully. Okay, so with this chart, okay, what will happen to Maria's cash flow if Maria doesn't take out a loan or buy more chickens? What would happen to Maria's cash flow if Maria doesn't take out a loan or buy more chickens? So look at what is happening over here. So if Maria decides not to buy any, because this one was with no loan, okay, her cash flow projection, so this is what her business will look like in about the coming months without any loan. So what would happen to Maria's cash flow if Maria doesn't take out a loan to buy more chickens? I'll pause for 5 seconds so that you write your answer down. Okay, so now let's see what happens to Maria's cash flow if she borrows 1,500 to buy 15 chickens or 15 more chickens for her business. She will need to pay back the loan in 6 months starting from September. She will need to pay the loan for 6 months starting from what? September. Okay, so look at the bottom of page 35 in your participation manual. So this chart is what is the same one at page 35 in your participation manual. Now let's discuss. Does Maria have enough cash flow for loan payments of 300 per month if she starts in October? Does Maria have enough cash flow for loan payments of 300 per month if she starts in October? Does Maria have enough cash flow for payments if she starts in October? So you see, from October, see what is happening to her business. She's making losses. So she's making losses from here. Losses. She started paying 300. Remember, a fixed cost is a loan is one of the fixed costs, and the fixed cost you pay it regardless whether your business is making a profit or not. So you see, from October. So how much does Maria have enough cash flow? Looking at what is happening, does she have enough cash flow for loan payments of 300 every month for 6 months if she starts in October? What month will Maria make her first payment? What month will Maria make her first payment? Loan payment, assuming she took the loan that she was about to take, that her friend has come, as we saw in the video. Okay, so what month will Maria make her first payment? Kindly note your answer down. I'll pause for 5 seconds. Okay, so how much does she think her egg sales will go up? How much does she think her egg sales will go up? How much does she think her egg sales will go up? Egg sales. How much does Maria think her egg sales will go up? Should Maria try a different loan amount? Kindly note your answer down. Should Maria try a different loan amount? Should she save up and pay cash for the chickens instead of a loan? Could she save up and pay cash for the chickens instead of a loan? Should she save up, or can she save up and pay cash for the chickens instead of a loan? Okay, so let's go and find out what will happen in this video. I'll be right back.
Naomi, thank you so much for showing me how to find out how much cash I have available. Loan payments of $275 per month would have been very bad for me. I would have run out of money on my 3rd month, and I will not be able to make the payments. I would have lost my business.
Oh, Maria, I'm so glad we looked at your available cash before you got a loan.
Me too. But how can I know how much I can afford?
Well, let's try it with the smaller loan amount.
Okay, I will try looking for a loan with payments of $150 to see if I can afford it.
Okay, so let's go over the video summary. Maria says, Naomi, thank you for showing me how to do a cash projection. Low payments of 300 per month would have been very bad for me. Maria said, I would have run out of money in the 3rd month. I would not have been able to make payments. I could have lost my business. Naomi, oh Maria, I am so glad we looked at your available cash before you got a loan. Let's try it with a smaller amount. Okay. So now let's see what happens if Maria gets a loan for a smaller amount. So 800 to buy 8 chickens. 800 to buy 8 chickens. She will pay back the loan in 6 months starting in September. Turn to page 36 in your workbook and look at Maria's cash flow projection for 8 chickens. turn to page 36 in your workbook and look at Maria's cash flow projection for 8 chickens. In this example, Maria is using her cash flow projection to decide if she can afford new chickens. She would also use the cash flow projection to decide on different changes to her business, such as renting a bike, buying a new sign, or getting different chicken feed. Okay, so this is if Maria goes for a loan of 800. The lender said he would expect Maria to pay 150 each month for 6 months, starting from September, and she pay 150. Okay, so every month, whether she makes a profit or loss, she would pay 150 as a loan repayment. So this is how her business will look like. This is how her business will look like. So the cash flow projection, August, September, October. Okay, so it's just the old one, but now she started paying a loan, so we used it in the calculation. Okay, so it's the old one, just that she fix the loan over here, and then you use it to do the calculation. So let's do the calculation. So you realize that the income for this one, the total income was 4,400. The total expenses was 4,500, which is minus, and this one total income is plus. Okay, September total income was plus 4,850, and then total expenses was minus 4,850, and then this was the ending cash balance, because she made what? No profits or no a loss. So if we subtract 0 from her starting cash balance, we'll get this. And this time around, when it came here, her total income was 4,850, and then when we this one was plus, and this one too was her total expenses minus 150, so it's balanced. So it's minus 4,850, just like the income. So she made no loss nor a profit. So her starting cash balance and then the profit or loss became the same, because she didn't make a loss. If she made a loss, it would have turned this one to a negative, but if she made a profit, it would have made this place a bigger amount, which is plus more than 50. But because she didn't make a profit nor a loss, it remained constant. So it happened the same way for all the other months till she was done paying. So you realize that this place she didn't pay any loan. She was done, so she was able to make 50. Okay, that was her starting cash balance, and she made a profit of 150, because this is her total income plus 4,850, and then her total expenses minus 4,700. So this was her profit. So if she made a profit and she already has 50 plus 50 for her business, or already in her business account when March began, then her amount at the end of March, that will be in her business account, will be what? Plus 200, because she made a profit as well. And then you realize that for this month, this will be her starting cash balance. The amount that she has in her business account at the end of March will be her starting cash balance at the beginning of April. And then you realize that the total income and then the expenses, total income was plus 4,850, the expenses were minus 4,700, and then it will be plus 150. So 150 plus this will be plus 350. A cash flow projection for your business will help you plan for the future. A cash flow projection for your business will help you plan for your future. You can predict how much income and expenses you will have. You can also predict the future and then compare it with what you really earned and spent. This will help you find problems and opportunities in your business. Okay, so let's discuss. Okay, let's discuss. Does Maria have enough cash flow, okay, for a loan of 800 for 8 chickens? Does Maria have enough cash flow? Does she have enough cash flow? Looking at the side, profit, and then the ending cash balance. So realize that the profit or loss is very important, this end of the chart, because at the end of every month, whether you made a profit or loss is very important, as well as how much money do you have in your business at that moment that you are going to use to start or continue your business. If you see that the ending is always minus your cash flow project, then it means your business is running to a ditch, because immediately you go for this. For example, if this place is minus, then it means that the starting the next month's own, you would have to go for a loan to be able to sustain the business, and it will be a bigger minus over here. Just as you take a loan, the minuses will be growing bigger, and it will be meaning that loss, your expenditure or your loss, your expenditure is bigger than your income. So it means your loss is also growing bigger, and then the money in your account is all gone, and rather you are owing. So your business is running into a ditch. Okay, so let's continue. Let's go over the question again. Does Maria have enough cash flow for a loan of 800 for 8 chickens? Okay, so kindly note your answer down. And then it says, does Maria have enough cash flow for a loan of 1,500 for 15 chickens? So looking at the end of this chart, does Maria have enough cash flow for a loan of 1,500 for 15 chickens? So what is a cash flow projection? With all that we've gone through so far, we've studied, what is a cash flow projection? In your own words, how can you say a cash flow projection is to somebody that is not also offering this course, but you would want to explain to? So a lay person, somebody that is not doing this course, but you want to explain what a cash flow projection is, what would you tell the person? Okay, so how will it help your business? How will a cash flow projection help your business? How will a cash flow projection help your business? How will a cash flow projection help your business? How will a cash flow projection help your business? Okay, kindly take time to make a cash flow projection for your business reports. Kindly take your time to make a cash flow projection with your business's reports. That's principle number 4. Make a cash flow projection. So on a blank cash flow projection graph on the page 37 in the participation manual, you see this. So on page 37 you see this graph. Okay, which cash flow projection graph? Practice making a cash flow projection for your own business. Practice making a cash flow projection for your own business. Fill in the categories for your business under the income statement and the expenses headers in the first column. Okay, so practice making a cash flow projection for your business. Fill in the categories for your business under the income and expenses header in the first column. Okay, so make a practice. So fill in the categories for your business under the income, this side. Okay, and the expenses, this side. So these headers in the first column. Refer to your practice statement on page 33 in your participation manual. So the practice statement that you made on page 33 in your participation manual, you predict or guess what you think some of the income and expenses would be for the next 6 months. So you predict. So you just predict. Okay, so now that you've written your practice one, the one you did on page 33 during that exercise, the one you did on page 33 in your participation manual, now you predict some income and expenses that will come in your business for the next month. Okay, so for, let's say, the next 6 months, 1 2 3 4 5 6, so let's say 7. Okay, so this is just a practice, so just have fun and do the best you can. Just have fun and do the best you can with your cash flow projection. If you have any challenges, if you are in the WhatsApp group, kindly contact me, and then after this theory, I will go on my platform as we also practice this cash flow projection, so that you know how to enter your cash flow projection on my platform as well. Share with a partner, an action partner, or a group, or any group. So in our group you can get a person or two, and you can share with that person some of your projections, or you can even show them to me, and if there are corrections, I will guide you to make them. Okay, so what will you need to make them happen? What will you need to do to make them happen? Turn to page 52 in the resource section of your participation manual. There is a blank cash flow projection for the future. So page 52 in your participation manual is the resource section. You will see a blank cash flow projection for the future. So now that you've practiced making a cash flow projection, go and look at your real income statements and paperwork. Now that you have practiced making a cash flow projection, go and look at your real income statements and paperwork. You will make a real cash flow projection for your business this week using this form. So let's discuss. How does knowing your available cash in your business, how does knowing your available cash in your business, this part, the end part in your business, help you make decisions about your business? How does knowing your available cash, your ending cash at the end of every month, so how does knowing your available cash help you make decisions about your business? And then number 2, beside loan payments, are there other ways that knowing your cash flow can help grow your business? Beside loan payments, okay, if you assume you go for a loan, beside loan payments, are there other ways that knowing your cash flow can help you grow your business? Okay, so kindly turn to page 39 your participation manual. Kindly turn to page 39 your participation manual. Page 39. And then read along the following statements. Read along the following statements that you see on page 39 in the 37 in your participation manual. Okay, so this was 39. Some it is 39, but it is also 37. So if you don't see 39, you see 37. Okay, so turn to page 39 or page 37 in your participation manual and read along the following statements. Okay, so number 1, number 2, number 3. So which of the statements? Let's start with number 1. Cash flow projections help me compare my actual expenses with my budget expenses at the end of each month. Cash flow projections help me compare my actual expenses with my budget expenses at the end of each month. Cash flow projections help me know if my business is reaching its goals. Cash flow projections help me know if my business is reaching its goals. Cash flow projections help me plan for the future. I am glad I made a cash flow projection and got a smaller loan. Cash flow projections help me plan for the future. I am glad I made a cash flow projection and got a smaller loan. So do it now. Make a 6-month cash flow projection for your business before Unit 11. Do it now. Make 6 months, okay, cash flow projection for your business before Unit 11. The 6 pieces of business are plan, product, price, paperwork, promotion, process. Today we learn about paperwork. Turn to page 31 in your participation manual and read together the 5 principles of promotion we discussed today. So, number 1, we have know your available cash. Use your income statement. 3, understand a cash flow projection. Number 4, make a cash flow projection. So let's go over our commitments for Unit 10. Business plan commitments. I will use my business paperwork, both my income and expense logs, and make income statements to make a 6-month cash flow projection for my business. Home quality of life commitment. I will thoughtfully choose 1 or 2 areas of my quality of life well and write down goals to improve this week. I will be specific with my rating goals and follow through. So your savings commitment is to what? Add to your savings, even if it's just a coin or 2. Okay. So, are you contacting an action partner for this unit? It could be a test, a call, or visit to help each other with your commitment. And to be able to pick an action partner, you can pick a variety. So, in every new a new action partner for each unit, even each unit. And if you are not in a WhatsApp group, an action partner is somebody that is also doing the course that you study with. So you can just invite somebody else you know to take the course. You can send their number to me, email in the description to this video. There's a description and my email address is there. So if you are taking the course and you even need a participation manual, you can ask me and I'll email it to you, as well as you can tell me if you want to invite somebody to also take the course. However, whoever you are taking the course or the course with should be somebody that can qualify to be your action partner. If the person is not doing the course, the person cannot be an action partner. So if you are in the WhatsApp group, you can just message somebody to also take the course. So remember that to be able to certify and get your business diploma, you must be able to prepare a business plan, a home plan, and a community plan. Then fill out the blank business plan on page 61 in your participation manual as you discuss each principle each class. If completing your MBS project, you are completing it online, begin to write your plan into the success platform to qualify for your MBS certificate. Okay. So kindly meet with the action partner for this unit and then see you on my platform soon as we practice on cash flow projection. So let's move to my platform for Unit 10, where we'll enter our project and assignment for Unit 10, which is to do 6 months cash flow projection. So you type my platform interweave.solutions.org. Enter. So when you enter, you'll be brought to this platform to enter your email address and then your password. Okay, so when you must be registered to be able to use my platform. So finally register using the registration link in the description to this video. I'll also send it to the WhatsApp group page. So then you get to this page. So looking on my platform now, you see 8 on the dashboard, 8 icons. When every icon is 100%, then you can submit for your project to be reviewed, and then certification will begin. So when you see these 8 icons, you see 100% for business plan, process, price, service, home quality of life plan, promotion. But you see 80% for paperwork, 56% for product. It means that we are not done with product and paperwork yet. But with unit 10 is paperwork, cash flow projection. So let's go and complete our assignment that we've been given. We are told that we should use 6 months of our business records. If you do not have the business records for 6 months, you can start with last month's own, and then you can just think about some figures and just use it to understand the cash flow projection. So paperwork is blue, so you click on it and then you get to this point. So this is an opportunity for us to go over what you've already typed. Why is it important to keep records of transactions that occur in your business? So what did I type? So that you'll be able. So I'll just make it so that I will be able. So that I will be able to take or to keep track of my expenses, and income and everything that happens in my business. To be able to know what exactly is happening in my business, to be able to know when to go in for a loan. It is also important for me to keep records of my transactions, to be able to know if my business is capable of acquiring new assets, or if it is to be able to know if I am capable. Okay, so if I am, to be able to know if I am capable of acquiring assets into my business, or my business can accommodate another fixed cost or other fixed costs or any other fixed costs. Okay, so how can we keep records for our business? All the above. Remember, we can keep records with what? Our pen and our paper, Excel. I normally use Excel. I used Excel in the past calculation. You can also store your income and expense log over there. Then phone app. Okay, then all of the above are ways to keep records. So I chose all the above. I can use phone app. I've used phone app before. I downloaded a particular phone app for my business. Excel, pen and a paper. In this course, you learn how to keep an income statement, and with that information you can create an income and expense log and a cash flow projection. Check off which of these records you are currently keeping within your business. So the day that we did income and expense log and we did the income statement, we ticked this and we left this one because we were not yet ready to enter it. So it says in this course you learned how to keep an income statement, and with that information you can create an income and expense log and a cash flow projection. Check off which of these records you are currently keeping within your business. So now we've learned cash flow projection, so we are going to keep these 3 records. So now you can click on this place for income statement, income and expense log and cash flow projection. You have to tick. Okay, they are all important for our business. So remember, exquisite dishes are my catering business. Okay, so donut sales, this was a particular month. I used the month of April, so I made donut sales of 200, which is an income, so it is plus. I bought cooking equipment, which is, it could be utensils or any item or any processor. So 400, which is an expense. Money is going out of my business. Cooking equipment, money is going out, so it is minus. Expense, money is coming in donut sales, so it is plus. My personal salary, unit 4, we learned that home budgeting, we must pay ourselves salaries, isn't it? So I paid myself salary. Now I paid every month, I pay this amount. So it's taking money from my business to pay myself, so it is an expense to my business, so it's minus. I made a cake sales, that was 19th April, so this was income. money is coming in my business. Somebody came to order cake, so he's giving me money. Miriam's birthday bash sales, somebody did a birthday bash, so the person told me to make snacks of 1,000, and then that was plus. Then I bought foodstuffs to stock for my business. I bought things like butter, milk, I bought sugar, flour, oil, onions, eggs, and all the things I needed, nutmeg and things, so that I can use it for. So that was an expense. Money went out of my business. Then somebody ordered milkshake and pancake, so I made it for the person at 400, which is income because the person gave me money. So money is coming in my business, so it's plus. Now, immediately I made a donut sales. The month before, I was having 1,500 in my business account. So that was what I added. When I had a donut sales, I added it to it. So the amount in my business account at the end of April, 2nd April, was 1,700, which is a good balance because it's money that I have. Now, when I bought the cooking equipment, I took 100 from my business on that day, 10th April. So it reduced the amount in my business coffers to 1,600 instead of 1,700. When I paid myself a salary of 500, it reduced to 1,100. Then the cake sales brought in money, so my reduced amount now went up again because this is plus, so it added to 1,100. It became 1,100 plus 400 was 1,500. When Miriam's birthday bash, they gave me 1,000. It made my business, the money in my business account, but my balance at the end of the day of 22nd April, I had 25,000 in my business coffers. That was what boosted and gave me confidence to go and buy the foodstuffs, because I felt I had some money, okay, because of this. So when I went to buy this, then it means my money reduced from 2,500 when I bought 1,500 things to 1,000. So this is the money I had in my business. Fortunately, in 2 days time, which is 31st April, somebody ordered milkshake and pancakes, and then the person gave me 400, so I have 1,400 in my business account. So did I make a profit or loss? When we did it, you realize that I made a big loss, isn't it? Because this is my ending cash balance, but I didn't see it over here. Can you see that? I didn't see it over here because it is only income and expense log only talks about what you bought, the day you bought, whether it's an expense, an income, and the balance in your account. That's all it teaches. That's how come we always have to do the income statement. So with the income statement, I did the same thing for this thing on an income statement to be able to see. So it was the same 1,500 which I started the month of April with, which was my starting cash balance. It's the same thing over here. Then the income, the food sales, I made. So the food sales were donut sales, cake sales, anything that is food sales. So donut sales was plus 200, cake sales was plus 400, milkshake and pancake sales was plus 400. So it all became 1,000. Then Miriam's birthday bash sales, it was also an income, so plus 1,000, so plus 1,000. So that was the only income I got for the month of April. Then for the expenses, I bought cooking equipment. So it's the same thing you see up here, okay, that I wrote here, okay. So it's the same expenses. There were 3 expenses. So I put all this together as what? Food sales. Then this one stood alone. Then this one too were separate because they were not similar. I brought them all under expenses. Then when I was done, it was clear. So the total income was 2,000. Food sales, Miriam's birthday bash sales, 2,000. Then the expenses, cooking equipment, my personal salary, bought foodstuffs, everything. So it's minus 100, minus 500 to be minus 600, minus 1500. So it was, the total was minus 2100. My total income for the month of April was 2000. So the money I received and the money that I spent in that month was more, which is 2100, was more than every income I received. So I made a big loss. 100 is very big. Minus 100. Minus means a loss. Okay, so it means I have to sit up and make sure that I reduce my costs, so that my income I'll try and make more sales to get more income into my business. So my ending cash balance became plus 1400. Remember that you always your ending cash balance is always either the addition or subtraction of your profit and loss. So if I made a profit of 100, which would have been plus, then it would have been ending cash balance would have been 1000 plus 1600. But because I made a loss of minus 100, I had subtracted from this. So plus 1500 minus 100 was plus 1400. Now I have my income statement for the month of April. Okay, so to do my income cash flow projection, I want to do a cash flow projection for at least 5 months, which will be April, May, June. So April, May, June, July, August. Okay, but to be able to receive your MBS diploma, you have to do your cash flow projection of at least 4 months. Okay, but I will do 5 months so that you understand. But you can just do 4 months at least, and then you can receive your diploma. So now the cash flow projection, I'm going to write my income statement for the month of April. So I type it here: April, May, June, July, and August. Okay, so April, May, June, July, August. I have April over here, so let me just copy it and put it inside. So starting cash balance was 1500. 1005 plus 1500. Okay, so plus 1005. Don't forget the plus to indicate whether it's plus or negative. It's very important. And the income was food sales. So because the space is only 1, I will add another row so that it will be 2. Then the other income was Miriam's birthday bash. So Miriam's birthday bash. So now let's check the amount for food sales for the month of April. The rest I have it in my book. If you don't have it in your book, you have to conjure. So plus 1000 plus 1000. So plus 1000. This exercise is not difficult. Don't get scared. It is very, very easy. It's just, that's how come I always encourage that you have to practice everything. So when you practice from unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, unit 5, unit 6, up to unit 9, unit 10, this cash flow will be easier. So you see that your total income was over here. Let's go and check. It is 1 plus 2000. But let's check it and just copy. We are just copying what we have over here, and we are just putting it there. So plus 2000. Okay, plus 2000. Then our expenses. What expenses did we make? So let's look at the expenses. We have cooking equipment, my personal salary, and then bought foodstuffs. Okay, so you can just make it foodstuffs. So cooking equipment, you can add a one in another row. okay, because so when you want to remove row, assuming you've made a 4 and you want to remove row, you go here. Okay, so let me see, so I made it my personal salary. Okay, so my personal salary, and then foodstuffs. So you can just make it foodstuffs instead of bought foodstuffs. You can just make it foodstuffs. Okay, so what was the amount? Equipment was minus 100. Personal salary is minus 500. If you have it in a book, you won't be going up and down. So if you can do it in your book, and you can just copy it and paste instead of looking up and down like this. You get it. But if you don't have it in your book and you had it over here, you can still just do what I'm doing. So you just go and watch, and then you come and put it there. Okay. So I bought foodstuffs of about I bought 1,500. Cost and expense, that's why I'm putting minus there. And the total income was, so you see that the row, I don't need anything over here. So I will remove row. When you remove it, it will remove. So you see. So the total expenses were 2,100. But because it's expense, don't forget to add the minus. 2,100. And I made a loss of, so this one minus this one plus this one. So I made a loss of minus 100. Then the ending cash balance. So 100 from the starting cash balance. Okay, so it will be plus 1,400. Plus 1,400. Okay. So the ending cash balance for the month of April will become the starting cash balance of the month of May. Why? Because when this is the money that we have in our business coffers or account to be able to use to buy something into our business. So when we are starting May with it, that's the cash balance we have. So we are starting May with this amount. The amount that we have in our business at the end of April is the money that we have in our business at the beginning of May. So it's 1,400. So food sales, probably I made cake sales of about, so I'm now looking at something. Okay, I'm now done with the first one for April. April, I made food sales of cake, donuts, milkshake and pancakes. Food sales. Now this month, May, by the grace of God, I was able to make sales on chips, plantain chips, banana chips. I also made sales on pancakes, meat pies, cakes. So my food sales were big. So when I did it in all the income, I was able to put the food sales together. I had a good amount of 2,000. Miriam's birthday bash. I had another birthday bash. Somebody had not a birthday, a wedding. Okay, so I can now make the income column maybe a bash. So birthday bash or wedding, or I can just make it a bash. Okay, so now the name of the person is not important anymore. So birthday bash, or let's say ceremonies. Okay, bash or ceremonies. So now, because I don't want to really stress myself, I'm just making a bash or ceremony. Bash or ceremonies. Ceremonies, weddings, graduation. So somebody wants to graduate. during your university graduation or during whichever type of graduation, whether master's, secondary school graduation, and the person wants some food for family members to enjoy during the graduation. So I sometimes get orders, assuming. Okay, so this time around I had a wedding order, and that one too was 1,000. They didn't order for food, they ordered for only snacks. So it was also 1,000, some few snacks. Okay. So now the total income I had for the month of May is 3 plus 3,000. It's 3,000, but I have to add the plus. Okay. This month I didn't buy any cooking equipment, so this place will be 0, or I can just leave it like that. My personal salary I paid. I always pay myself 500, so that was minus 500. Foodstuffs, yeah, I bought additional foodstuffs of about 600, but because it's an expense, there must be a minus. So my total expenses for the month of May was 1,100. Okay, but it's an expense, so it's minus 1,100. And then profit or loss. So this month I want to calculate my profit and loss, and my profit and loss is, you just add these two, total expenses and total income. So just type it. You can type any one first. Don't bring any plus, don't bring any minus. That's how come you have to always put plus or minus already. So you can type the minus first and put the plus behind, or you can type the plus first and you put this one behind. So when I go to Excel and I type plus 3,000, so when I go on Excel sheet and I type any amount, okay, I can be able to use it to calculate. Okay, so concerning this one, my total income, so you always use total income, total expenses to calculate whether it's profit or loss. There is no formula. Okay, just enter your total income and enter your total expenses. They already have signs in front of them, so don't add plus, minus, just use the signs. So whichever you bring first will calculate your profit for you. Okay, so for example, I'm going to Excel to calculate this. So to check whether we made a profit, it depends. So this one is plus 3,000 minus 100, 1,100. Okay, so when you go, you can just type, but make sure you bring the signs. Plus 3,000, then minus 1,100. Then you just add it. So assuming I have calculator, I will just type it like that. So I added the plus, but it's just that Excel it's failing to bring it. Do you get it? Excel is failing to accept it, so let me just leave it like that. Okay, so you see, when I type it, Excel is just, but it doesn't do. On your calculator, add the plus. Okay, add the plus. Okay, so we are come to find the total. There is a formula that we use on Excel, so that's how come I always type is equal to sum. But normally you don't need any so this is my answer, 1,900. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. Kindly, the best to use is your calculator. So it was what? Plus 1,900. Plus 1,900. So I'll be using my calculator in the coming. So if you have total income plus 3,000, total expense is this, and you have plus 1,900, is it a profit or a loss? Looking at the sign over here, it's a profit. Okay, so the ending cash balance is going to be the profit that we made and then what, the starting cash balance. So that one too, don't add any plus or minus, just enter it like that. So now this time around, I'm using my calculator. I'm not going to use the Excel, so that the signs will appear very clearly. So on my calculator, I enter plus 1400 plus 1900, and I got plus. But yeah, the answer didn't add the plus, but you know that as far as there is no negative, you have to add the plus, because it is what showing whether your business, plus means your business is in good standing, minus means your business is in bad standing. So plus 3,300. So that would be the starting cash balance for what, the month of June. So the money that I have at the end of May in my business is the money that I will use in June. So that's my starting cash balance. So it will be what, plus 3,300. Okay, so for this month, by the grace of God, I had, so I'll be using my calculator throughout now. Okay, so you can use your calculator. And so this month I was able to make sales. Now I got an order of food. Okay, it is just a snack business, but I got an order for food, so real food. So I got fried rice order, I got jollof rice order, and those orders were huge. So I had about plus 5,000. But mind you, that's the money that they gave to me for the order. But I had to go and buy other stuff from the market, because I wasn't having stock for food. Okay, I only have stock. This stock I bought, the food stuff, 600. I just topped up the margarine and the sugar and the milk that I ordered, the flour. So I don't have any food stuffs for this month, so I have to spend. But the food sales, the person, yeah, so I didn't have food stuffs for dishes, rice, fried rice. So I had to buy tomatoes, oil, meat. I don't have those stock in for rice. Mind you, I started this business with what, snacks. Okay, so but the name exclusive dishes means that I wanted to do everything food as far as an order. But with my cash available when I started the business, as you remember, for April I had only money enough. I had 1,500. That's what I started with. But now I'll be able to get an order of 5,000, so it's good, right? And this so this was food sales. Oh, actually it is food sales that I made. Okay, this one, the person just, there was no ceremony like somebody celebrating anything. Okay, it was just somebody who came to order rice. So this month the only income I had is plus 1,500. Cooking equipment, I didn't buy any cooking equipment. Okay, I have everything already, so that one too is left like that. Personal salary, I paid myself the same amount. Okay, 500, but because it's an expense, don't forget to add minus. So I paid myself this amount. Foodstuffs, yeah, because of the jollof and fried rice, I had to buy rice, bags of rice. So I made an expense, meats, chicken, veggies. So I had to stock these. So they summed up to about 3,000. Let's say 3,200. Okay, so it will be minus, because it's an expensive, it's 3,200. Okay, so my total income for this month will be, because I didn't make any monies on ceremony, so it's the same income I received, which is plus 5,000. Now the total expenses is this one and this one, minus 500 minus 3,200. So when I use my calculator to do it, I had minus 3,700. 3,700. So now I'm calculating my profit and my loss. Okay, mind you, it is just your total income, total expenses put together. So always don't forget the signs in front. So plus 5,000 minus 3,700 will give me plus 1,000 plus 1,300. Okay, so which is a profit, right? So yeah, plus is showing that it's a profit. So every total expense is total income. So you can decide to put this one first. You can decide to make a minus 3,700 instead of making it plus 5,000 minus 3,700. You can also make it minus 3,700 plus 5,000. Yeah, and what did I get? I had plus 1,300. So anything, so always total income, total expenses. Make sure every time you have your sign in front. Okay, so now my cash balance, the ending cash balance. So my business has recorded another profit in the month of June. I can't just be happy. So it means that my cash balance is going to be bigger. Okay, so plus so it's also like starting cash balance and profits or loss. So we don't add anything, we just put them together. So when you put them together, if this is plus and this is plus, you just add it. So plus 3,300 plus 1,300. So let's see what I'll get. So this is the answer I had using my calculator. I had, don't forget your sign. Okay, I had 4,600. So my business is now having money in our coffers. Okay, so in July we had, so July starting cash balance will be the ending cash balance for June, which is 4,600. Okay, so it's plus, so don't forget the sign, plus 4,600. Then in July, food sales. Yeah, this time around, when I even went to buy the rice for jollof and the fried rice, I had no orders for food actually from people. Okay, so this month I had orders based on, I had an order for donuts, I had another for meat pie, I had an order for samosas and then spring rolls and then one cake, and it all summed to about, because an income is a plus, okay, it all summed to about 2,100. Then somebody did a program. This one was like a naming ceremony, so I had about, the person ordered for snacks of about 1,000. Because an income, it is okay. So with this, my total income was 3,100 plus 3,100. Now cooking equipment, one of my appliances got faulty, so I fixed it. Okay, so it was a cooking equipment cost, so I'll just put it here like that. The person charged 50 to fix it for me, so 50. Okay, so that's an expense for my business. Then I paid myself the same amount, 500. Then the foodstuffs, so the foodstuffs, I had to buy, because I made snacks this time around. I was having food and meat, rice and meat and oil for, so I bought milk and some extra flour, which was, it didn't add my, and some sugar, so that one was about 800. Okay, so the total expenses were, so using my calculator, so now I'm using my calculator, no more Excel. So it is, then, so minus 800 minus 500 minus 50. So minus, so my total expenses for the month of July was, so don't forget the sign. Okay, so minus 1,350. Okay, so I want to calculate whether I made a profit or a loss. So for the month of July, So my total expenses and my total income, I'm just putting them together. So it's what? Plus 3,100, which is my total income, then minus 1,350. Okay, so I had 1,750. I can also decide to do it minus 1,350 plus 3,100. It's the same thing I had. Okay, so whichever way, total expenses, total income, just put them together. Forget about everything because they already have signs, so don't forget to use the signs. So I had plus 1,750. So looking at this, is it a profit? Is it a profit or a loss? Okay, so it's a profit, isn't it? So my ending cash balance is what? The profit or loss, and then the starting cash balance. So plus 1,750 plus my starting cash balance, which was 4,600. So my ending cash balance for the month of July was 6,350. Don't forget the sign. Plus 6,350. Okay, so that was my starting cash balance for what? August. Plus 6,350. Okay, so food sales. This month I made food sales. So food sales, I made food sales of okay, so I baked cake, and then I also made pancakes and some sandwiches. So this one summed up to 800. And then bash and ceremony, I didn't have any bash or ceremony. So the only income I made for this month was what? 800 plus 800. Then cooking equipment, I didn't buy any cooking equipment. I didn't make repairs or any, whether a blender or a food processor, nothing was faulty, so I didn't make any expense. My personal salary, I had to pay myself, so that one I paid myself the same amount. Foodstuffs. Okay, so I bought foodstuffs of some few foodstuffs. I bought some few stuff. I bought butter, and I bought nutmeg and vanilla essence. I bought vanilla essence, a crate of egg, and some few items. So it was 250. Okay, so minus 250. And because where my location is, the owner of the place, actually my business as I'm doing it at home, and let's say yeah, so they've been complaining that the kitchen is always busy, and then they also sometimes, so I had to now rent a store. So for the month of August, I've added another expenditure, and then the man says that I should pay every 6 months. He rent it for me every 6 months, so I pay. So he's charging 100 for the next 6 months each, so it will be 600 in all. So this one I recorded a new expenditure, which it is not part of my old expenses. At first it was, I was in my family kitchen, so I just had cooking equipment. I had to pay myself in foodstuffs, and my business was running. But now I have rented a shop where I can keep my staff, and then I can also, so my business it's all working for my good. Okay, my business is expanding without me knowing, because now I've gotten a store myself, so I can keep my staff over there. So the store rent, So the storing. But mind you, because I didn't record that, I didn't start over here, so this place, so I've paid 600 to the man, to the owner of the store. So for the next 6 months, store rent. Okay. And then because now I had a store, I had the intention of having some shelves in front of the shop. So now my business will be daily. This was at first when I receive orders, then I make it, ceremonies, then I make it. But now because I have a store, I ordered a shelf from a carpenter, so I'm adding one row to add it to my expenses. So shelf, yeah. So shelf to be made. A carpenter made it for me, and he charged 200. So this month I really made new expenses. Unplanned, it was unplanned. So imagine if I wasn't having enough money. So remember, at the beginning of August I was having 6,350. So if I was not having enough money, how could I afford this? So we have to be careful so that every time we have money, our starting cash balance will be good. So now I have a shelf, so I can be making snacks every single day for each 30 to 31 days in the month. So now I am hoping to record much more sales for my business. Because of these things that happened and because of these expenses I've made, I've moved location. Mind you, the cooking utensils is the same I'm going to use, and the same foodstuffs I'm commuting. Okay, so transportation to the shop is just around my area. So some of my family members helped, so I didn't pay for any transportation. Okay, so my total expense for the month of August is, so I'm using my calculator over here, is so minus 500 minus 250 minus 600 minus 200. So it is what? Minus 1,550. Okay, so I'm recording whether I made a profit or a loss. My total income for August was plus 800. That was the money I had, and unfortunately, so surprisingly, no sales were poor. Okay, rather I was forced to move out and my expenses became much. So minus 1,550 plus 800. So total income and total expenses, we can also make it plus 800 minus 1,550 is the same thing. Okay, so it's minus 1,550 plus 800. So I had minus 750. Minus 750. So looking at the minus, is it a profit or a loss? So I made the biggest loss so far in my business because things didn't turn out well for me in this month. Okay, so what is my ending cash balance? My ending cash balance is going to be what? My starting cash balance and my what? Profit or loss. So putting them together, the money I'll get is my what? Ending cash balance. And my starting cash balance is 6,350. Okay, 6,000 plus 6,350. So plus 6,350 minus 750 or minus 750 plus 6,350 will give me plus 5,600. So I made a loss. So it has reduced the money in my business. Okay, so I now have only 5,600 in my business. So don't forget the sign. So it's plus, and that will be my starting cash balance for the next month. But mind you, I'm not going to do for the 6th month. But you can do it. You can fill all these spaces if you like. You can fill all these spaces if you like. You can even do it up to 5 or 4. but don't do it less than 4, else you will not receive your MBS diploma. You have to at least do up to 4 or 5 months. So try your best. So if you have the business records in your business, you can use it to estimate, and then your cash flow projection is what is going to help you see if you can go for a loan or not. So the reason why we make cash flow projection is for us to be able to see what is happening in our business. So you can now see how much you can expect for food sales. On the average, I can expect about 3,000. Okay, looking at what has happened in the 5 months period, I can expect that every month I can receive about 3,000 cash flow projection. 3,000. So I can assume I can receive like 3,000 the next 5 months. Okay, the average each day. And then I can also assume that ceremonies, I can also expect about, let's say, 500 to 600. Okay, or even 1,000, looking at what has happened the 5th month. Although it's not consistent, because ceremonies, it depends as and when the person does it. As for sales, you make every time. And then expenses, you can also use it to, so if you want to go for a loan, then you know how much you can be earning every month. So looking consecutively, your total income for the past 5 months, it has not been the same, but you can assume that every month you can get about 3,000. You have more than 3,000, like 3 months recording more than 3,000. Okay, even if the month is not good at all, you know that you can record about 500 at least. So you can look at all these things to project what will happen in your business, for you to be able to use it to make decisions. Looking at the incomes that you receive and looking at the expense that you make, you can use it to make projection. So you can use it to assume monies that you can receive in the coming months. Okay, so when you are done with this, as I've done my own, okay, then you go to what? Now you remember, you'll be able to go through personal budget. So we did personal budget in unit 4. So now we are done with paperwork. So you just save it. And it will be updated for you. Okay, it will get updated for you. So it means continue. So you click on continue and then you are done. So that's all for paperwork. You can log out by going to students and then you click on log out, or you can go to dashboard to see what you've recorded before you log out. So dashboard, you see that now paperwork is 100%. So we are now left with product. So see you in unit 11. Thank you. So I'm logging out. Bye.